Dear team, hello. We're starting the live broadcast. Let's trade carefully. We'll work with the bot. I'm setting the goal for the live broadcast right away. Either make $300 or get 4 wins. For those who are watching the live stream, you already know the goal. Be sure to set a goal so that the guys can join the live stream. I'll send them the link now. So please wait just a minute and we'll start the live broadcast. Good job rewatching the live streams. It's very useful. My experience. Take it. There are live streams that are good and clear, and there are also difficult ones, but in any case, this is experience that will be useful and necessary for you if you plan to trade on your own. All right, that's it. Hello, everyone. I see Zakar has already arrived. Hello, Zakar. So I'll open the chat on my phone now and we'll trade together. I'm looking for a currency pair now, for example, the British pound and Canadian dollar, and I'm requesting it on the bot. What is the algorithmic action? First, we look for a currency pair, for example, the British pound and Canadian dollar. We see the asset. After we found this asset, we request it on the bot. We requested it on the bot and are waiting for a response to see what the bot says. Alexi, hello. Dennis, hello. British pound, Canadian dollar. Please open the British pound, Canadian dollar on your end. What do we have here? We have two signals for an upward movement, two signals up. So the bot is giving me upward signals. And before entering up, guys, I opened an upward trade 3 minutes up. Before entering up, I look at the chart to see if it's still worth going up or not. Now I'll explain why it's worth entering here. I entered first and then decided to explain it to you so I wouldn't miss the moment. If you take a close look based on all these different stops that you see right here on the chart, we can clearly see where the maximum point is reached. I can see the level. Do you see it? So let's look at what we have here. The first touch is a pullback, the second touch is a pullback, the third touch is a pullback, the fourth touch is a pullback, and the fifth touch is yet another pullback. Now on this sixth touch, I am expecting a breakout to occur. You should always keep this factor in mind. Whenever you see more than 3 touches, the probability that the level will be broken increases more and more with every single subsequent touch. But it's possible that in previous moments when the fourth and fifth touches happened, the bot didn't indicate that it was worth going up there, but now it's clearly showing that it's worth going up. But let's check now. Here we entered a buy position on the currency pair. Who hasn't managed to get in yet? British pound, Canadian dollar? Keep an eye on it. Entered an upward trade for 3 minutes. In Russian HPP cut. So what do we see here? We entered the bot together. And why did we decide that the bot is giving an upward signal? The future movement of the chart is upward. You see this line here is indicating an upward trend, upward signal. Excellent. 58% also points upward. That's great too. Two indicators are pointing upward, two indicators up. We can see this together, two indicators for an upward move. But before actually opening a trade, we went to the broker to look closely at the chart. Based on all these specific settings, we have clearly identified the level. We can see by the level that it is very likely about to be broken because the chart has touched it more than 3 times already. Before the broadcast, I checked the news, and the news that came out just before the broadcast will have a very strong impact on the market right now, especially for the euro, these two specific pieces of news. So you really need to be very careful. There could be a prolonged correction, or for example, you might open a trade upward based on the forecast, but the chart goes down instead. That can definitely happen. So you need to be extremely cautious. Pin bar, pin bar, pin bar. If anyone is trading or working with candlestick patterns or simply watching them closely. Guys, hello everyone. Hi to all of you. How's the sound? Alexi, hello. Everything's fine. 33 seconds left. We're expecting that upward movement. We need the price to go up. Because of volatility, it can happen that we open a trade to go up, but for example, it only starts moving up after 4 minutes. We waited 3 minutes, for instance, the trade didn't work out, and only after 4 minutes did it go up. That can happen. This is what characterizes a volatile market. But we prefer not to have such moments, so let's keep monitoring. 8 seconds left. Let's see. If it suddenly closes in the negative, it's no big deal. I'll show you my trading system. I'm locking in a loss. By the way, I closed with a loss and then the price immediately started to rise. So if you end up with a profit, that's really good. What do I do in such situations if I end up with a loss? I multiply by 2.5. This is $250 instead of $100 and change the currency pair. This is a very annoying minus for me because you see, I close the minus and Alexi has a plus. Petrovich, hello. You see it closed the minus and then growth came in. Literally 5 seconds were not enough. But this happens. That's just how the market is. You see, it happens all the time. We predicted growth, but it was just a little bit short, and that's normal. There's no point in being upset with the market about this. It's better to change the currency pair. And when we change the currency pair, it's worth changing the trade amount as well. This is my trading system. I changed the trade amount. GBP CAD, Alexander's in profit. Excellent. Hello, Alexandra. Stanislav GBP CAD. Let me take a quick look. And GBP CAD was just the currency pair. You see, we could have entered for an upward move again, but that's an unfortunate loss. We can still enter for an upward move because we have one more opportunity. Let me request it once more. We have another level ahead. And I believe the chart will break through it. Stanislav, yes, you actually suggested a really great pair. Hello to all the newcomers. Hi, everyone. I'm AB, and here we make money by copying forecasts from a bot that we have on Telegram. We copy them with our heads, not just blindly. Alexei plus. Guys, I'm so glad for your pluses. I have such an annoying minus. You see, Stanislav, the breakout happened, then the chart shows a correction, only then will it go up. It's not an option to come in here. This is exactly the correction happening, which the future chart movement confirmed. So I choose an asset, the euro dollar asset. After choosing the asset, I ask the bot for an analysis of this currency pair, so it sends me a picture with the forecast. The currency pair euro dollar, euro USD, there will be a pullback, stochastic overbought, Alexei, not necessarily. Thank you for writing. Ah, yes, about that moment, I understand. A pullback is possible. You think you pointed it out accurately. Nikolai, hello. Sergey, hello. The currency pair USD and USD. I'm checking what our forecast says. There will be a slight upward movement and then the movement will go down. So we can check with you whether there will be a downward movement here or not. 1, 2. Here we have a level. Do you see it? 1, a touch, a pullback. 2, a touch, a pullback. Well, we can wait for a third touch. I'll show you now. Here, I thought, on the contrary, there would be a signal upward. That is, you see, when the bot gives me a signal, 1 touch, 2 touches, 3 touches, here there might be a breakout. I would go down here as the bot recommends. A little bit higher. Now I'm highlighting this level, here it is, in red. If there is a touch of this level, we'll open a position down. Currency pair USD. Currency pair USD. The bot gave us a signal to go down. Let's watch. There will be a touch of the red level. We'll go down. If there is no touch of the red level, we won't enter. Currency pair USD. Nikolai, hello. Let's open up this entire currency pair. We wait, observe, and hold off. Although, as I look now, the chart might start moving down from this point because we're in the middle of a strong movement here. Let's do just that. Look, here it shows a slight move up and then down. Let's do just that. The chart has moved down. USD 3 minutes down. USD opened 3 minutes down. Currency pair USD, and I opened USD for 3 minutes down. Why down? Oh damn, what else? Well, I won't open a trade yet. As you can see, the chart has now touched the specific level that we previously marked out together. Here it is. Here's the entry point. Why did I open earlier? Because there was a strong movement, and in the middle of that strong movement, I opened a down trade. Let's keep monitoring, but I still expect a downward move. Currency pair USD opened for 3 minutes down. USD 3 minutes open for a decrease. Why down? We have a downward trend moving. That is, the bot gave a signal to go down. The downward trend is continuing. 1 touch, 2 touches, 3 touches. On the 4th touch, as we know, a breakout happens. But usually the breakout goes only up to the first strong horizontal level. Based on the previous stop, we marked a horizontal level, expecting a pullback from it. So we have a downward channel forming, a correction and a breakout of the resistance level. After that, the chart continues to move as it did within the channel. Like this, that's why I entered earlier. Most likely you entered a bit higher. 1 minute and 50 seconds left. We're waiting for a downward movement here, a move to the downside. Let's also look at the bot, and let me repeat and point out that first of all, this icon indicates that volatility is high right now, and the chart may not follow our analysis, or we might have done the analysis and it only shows minor corrections before following the analysis. There was an upward movement and then it goes down. The future movement of the chart is showing downward. And in percentage terms, 62% is also down, also indicating a decrease. 62% down, and the future movement of the chart is also down, also indicating a decrease. So we have two signals for a downward move here. And before entering, we check the currency pair. Uncle Dima, hello. We identified the entry point and we entered. Let's wait. I have 1 minute left. I'm expecting a downward movement. $250, 3 minutes. The currency pair EUR USD is going down. Dear traders, hello to everyone. Hello, guys. I'm AB, and here we make money on this. That we predict the movement of the chart, or we copy forecasts from the bot, which is in our Telegram, our bot. But we don't do this so simply. For example, we get a forecast for a downward move, switch to the chart and check if it's really possible to go down or not, whether there's a downward trend or not. That's how we work. 30 seconds left. Let's monitor it. I entered here. Maybe some of you entered higher. We wait. The market is tough today. Yesterday was difficult and today is tough too. I want to do another live stream this evening. If the $250 trade doesn't go through, I'll show how I use my trading system to get back into profit. So if I have difficult trades, if there are currency pairs like these that we predicted, but the chart goes down only after some time, then I show how I act according to my trading strategy and system. I record a loss here. Instead of $250, so I had $250, I multiply it by 2.5. I take out insurance and leave this currency pair. And I consider another currency pair. Listen, look, you might end up in profit because for me, the broker very annoyingly closes my second trade at a loss. As soon as I got a loss, there was an immediate and sharp movement downward. And now I see Sergey is in profit, Zakhar is at a loss. Oh no, Zakhar is on the previous currency pair according to your system. Zakhar is in profit, great. Alexandra is in profit, Igor is in profit. Alexandra just got stopped out at a loss like me. You see, some end up in profit, some in loss. It depends on how you entered and what delay you have on the stream. Let's switch to another currency pair and see what we can do with it now. Here is ODUSD. Let's take a look at it. Currency pair, Australian dollar, US dollar, start. ODUSD time frame, M1. Open the currency pair on your end. Australian dollar, US dollar, ODUSD. Australian dollar, US dollar, ODUSD. Let's take a look. One opened a profit at the level, two opened at a loss, almost like you on ODUSD. What do we have here? The future movement of the chart is down, but here the signal is up. I don't consider it. When the bot gives us one signal down and another up, we don't consider that currency pair. The most important thing to remember is that the bot gives signals in the same direction for both indicators. Currency pair EURCAD, Euro Canadian dollar. Let's open it on our trading platform, the 1 minute M1 time frame. Open the currency pair, Euro Canadian dollar, and request the artificial intelligence bot to give us a detailed forecast for EURCAD. Now we are waiting for the answer. For the euro and Canadian dollar, the bot shows that there will be an upward movement, a correction, and then further upward movement. But this movement will only go up to the specific level that I am going to mark for you now. Here is this level. Just a moment. Yes, here is this level. And since the chart is already at that level, let's look for something else. Right now, I would really like to find a forecast that is very good. For example, euro Japanese yen, so that it's really strong. If the future movement of the chart shows us that we need to go up, we'll go up. Currency pair euro Japanese yen, euro US dollar, euro Japanese yen. We wait. Guys, newcomers who are joining, hello everyone. Hi to all. I'm Abed. We trade and copy forecasts from the bot. For example, it gives a forecast that the chart will fall. We copy this forecast. We try to make money from this. I use my own strategy, my own trading system. Here's a signal to go down, guys. I agree. Currency pair euro Japanese yen, 3 minutes down. Currency pair euro Japanese yen. I opened a 3-minute trade for a decrease. 3 minutes down. Euro JPY. I opened a 3-minute trade down, guys. Newcomers come in. Hello, everyone. Hi to all. If you have questions, write them. Here we copy forecasts from our bot in Telegram, where the chart will go, and we make money from it. Look, here's the algorithm. First we select the currency pair on the bot. We choose the asset. Done. Second, we take a closer look at two indicators. The first indicator is this specific percentage ratio. Here we have a signal down. It is 50% down. The second signal is here as well, also indicating a downward movement. The future movement of the chart is downward. So I look at two indicators, the percentage ratio, what percentage chance the chart will go down or up, and the future movement of the chart. The bot gives a forecast for a decline, predicting that the chart will fall. After the bot gives me the forecast, I try to look. First pause, second pause, I try to analyze the chart to see if it really makes sense to go down here or not. I believe it does. The movement is downward, the trend is down. Here we have the first, second, and third touches. The third touch is also a pullback. If there were a fourth or fifth touch, that would be a breakout of the level. But the third touch gives a pullback. Plus, there was a strong downward movement here, and this strong movement has a beginning, an end, and a middle. In 90% of cases, the chart pulls back from the middle, but this time there was no pullback. In any case, even despite this, it is moving toward the upper level. And there should also be a pullback from the upper level. There aren't any really strong news events here. I'm expecting a significant pullback here, but not. So, if the chart has now completely ignored this rule about imbalance, the beginning, end, and middle, at the very least, it seems that there should have been a small pullback, but it was totally ignored. There isn't enough strength to break through the second upper level as well. We saw that the chart passed the midpoint and reached the upper level. From the upper level, I think it's a very good idea to take profit. It's a good entry point. Let's monitor the position, but the fundamental situation remains the same. There isn't any significant news driven volatility, but still, the market is not being particularly cooperative today. Actually, if we were trading on another day, our trades would go through immediately. But here, sometimes there are corrections. Here's the second outcome. I'm expecting it, so I'll illustrate it here. We're moving down. Let's keep monitoring. This downward movement should have happened earlier. It should have started from the midpoint right here. But if it didn't, we can move on to the next currency pair. Zahar, I don't have that currency pair, if I'm not mistaken. It's possible, of course, but I just don't see it on my end. So, look, dear traders, we're trading live. Please join us. What do we have here? We're seeing a good profit. This downward movement should have started earlier from the middle, but instead there was a false breakout upwards, and only then did it go down. We're making money here. There's a very strong downward movement happening. How did we secure this profit? We went to our bot on Telegram, selected the currency pair, and looked at two indicators. The first indicator shows the future movement of the chart going down, and the second indicator is the percentage ratio. We made money on this currency pair. Now I'll check how your results are looking. Your plus signs make me happy. Excellent. Alexander plus Alexandra, Alexei, Sergey, Valerie plus. Excellent. Come on, yes, join the live broadcast. Glad to see everyone. With a full explanation, with a complete breakdown. I'm trading and explaining. We're using the bot and the bot's forecast. And we're also using our heads. I'm waiting for everyone. All right then, let's get moving. So we took it and look, mathematically, if we take the profit here, we get $481 net, right? $481, I subtract $100, $250 that did not go into the trade, and I earned $131. So yes, our first trade was actually closed at a loss, which happens. The second trade also closed at a loss, and the third trade closed with a profit. And the third trade makes up for the losses of the first trade and even brings us into profit. This is the kind of trading system I try to use. Here's a moment with the Euro Canadian dollar. Let's take a look at the start. The currency pair is EUR CAD Euro Canadian dollar on the 1 minute time frame. I'm requesting this currency pair from the bot. Oh, what a shame. I missed out on a good profit. There was a sudden power blink over in Detroit. No big deal though. I'll still be here waiting for you on the next profit chance. Euro Canadian dollar, EUR CAD Euro Canadian dollar. Oh, we continue to wait. Here is the signal right here. Oh, and look, the signal is going up. I would have opened up as well, but here it's 50-50. I don't like to enter when it's 50-50. You can request the currency pair again. Start Euro Canadian dollar, your CAD percentage ratio. If it changes now, I'll enter currency pair EUR CAD Euro Canadian dollar. Please open it on your end. The pair is EUR or CAD, the euro against the Canadian dollar. So what exactly do I have here? Yes, the answer is the euro to Canadian dollar. That's it. Look at the percentage ratio. Sorry, guys, I'm entering up. Euro, 3 minutes up. Guys, euro, Canadian dollar, 3 minutes up. You see, I was hesitating for a moment. I was thinking whether to wait or not, whether to enter or not. I went ahead and requested again from the bot, saw that the percentage updated, another signal came in, and there was a clear upward signal from the bot. What do we see here? We open the currency pair, Euro Canadian dollar. The first signal is for an increase, and the future movement of the chart shows there will be growth. First signal up, second signal in the percentage ratio, 61% for an increase. Two signals up, two signals for an increase. But before we entered with you, I really needed to check to look carefully at the chart analysis to see if it really made sense for us to enter up there or not at that specific point. What do we see? An ascending trend channel. The chart breaks through the support level, goes to the first strong horizontal level, and then continues to rise. This rise also forms an ascending trend channel. We entered for an increase following the trend. These two channels were gradually moving toward this level, where they are now anticipating a significant breakout after the initial first, second, and third tests. But at the very least, there should be a clear approach to this level right now. So let's keep monitoring it. We opened a position for an increase. There's a very strong pullback happening. EUR-GBP is possible. Let's take a look now. Euro to British pound. Well, looking at the screen here, my chart is actually reversing quite strongly at the moment. Let's check the euro to British pound pair. Let's check it right now. Unfortunately, the payout percentage is only 59%, so we won't be able to work with this specific currency pair today. 59% is just far too low for our strategy. There is a very strong correction happening on this currency pair right now. We are carefully observing the volatility, waiting for an answer, and waiting for a final result. But in any case, I believe we did everything right with you. I requested another signal from the bot, so here I also saw a clear upward movement, but the percentage ratio was unfortunately split 50 to 50. I didn't work with this currency pair because 50-50 means it could go up or it could go down. And when I requested again, the future movement of the chart is upward, and there's a 61% chance that the chart will go up, heading toward this upper blue level. So here it's giving us a signal to go up. Even though a pin bar is forming, it's unlikely we'll manage to close the trade in profit. But let's follow it through to the end. Anything can happen. And then we'll switch to another currency pair. If we don't manage to close in profit here, we'll switch to another currency pair. So as I understand it, we did everything right. According to the chart analysis and the bot, we got an upward signal. But sometimes the market is volatile, and unfortunately such corrections happen. But that's just part of it, you know. If we use our system which recovers losses and still brings us into profit, then I don't get discouraged by these losses. I'm taking a loss here, I'm locking in a loss. I multiply the trade amount by 2.5, $250, and I'll look for another currency pair. If the market is difficult, this volatile, you know, currency pair, Australian dollar, US dollar, start, AUD, USD, the next currency pair. If the market is difficult, I actually recommend that beginners don't trade at all. But if you already have experience, if you're an enthusiast or a pro, if you have a trading system that can bring you profit over the long run, then why not? I'm trading here, sharing my experience. It's good that there's a return, good that you got your money back. That's better than a loss. Now I'm going to take out insurance. Look here, the future movement of the chart is downward, but the percentage concentration signal is upward. I don't work with such situations. I'm looking for a new currency pair. If you have a currency pair in mind that's as calm as possible, write it down. British pound, Canadian dollar. Let's take a quick look. GBP CAD time frame 1 minute. Currency pair. British pound, Canadian dollar. British pound, Canadian dollar. Open it on your end. Minis plus, Eastern plus. I just didn't see anything on this currency pair. It's unlikely there was an upward movement there. British pound, Canadian dollar, GBP CAD. I'm opening the currency pair. Here we have two signals for an upward move. Is it possible to go up? Yes, it is. $250 British pound, Canadian dollar, 3 minutes up. British pound, Canadian dollar, 3 minutes up. GBP CAD opened for an upward move for 3 minutes. Why for an upward move? Here we have a horizontal zone. Here it is. Actually, I should have entered a bit earlier, but I entered where I did. 1 test, 2 tests, 3 touches. I'm expecting a breakout. I'm expecting a breakout of this zone. That is, the chart keeps hitting this zone. Will there be a breakout? There won't be. You can check with the bot. According to the bot, we entered and saw an upward signal. The signal is up in percentage terms. And the future movement of the chart is also upward. 76% up. The future movement of the chart is upward. Here we have two signals for an upward move. Two signals up. Well, before entering, we checked. And to be honest, as soon as I switched to the currency pair, I immediately saw this level and understood that there would be a breakout. Here, the breakout is happening. The main thing is for us to manage to close it in the green within 1 minute 57 seconds. Let's keep monitoring it. Let's see how this trade closes for us. We're monitoring it. If you have any questions, feel free to write. I'm happy to help and answer your questions. Let's watch. It's a good breakout, a really good breakout. It's turning out well. We're in the green. But as they say, don't count your chickens before they hatch. There's still time to monitor the trade. We opened with $250, and if everything goes well, we'll make $222. Let's keep monitoring the situation very closely and wait patiently for the outcome. How exactly will this forecast end up closing for us? How exactly will it close for us, and how will it all turn out in the end? There is just 1 minute left now. If you have any specific questions at all, please write them in as well. -2, the insurance is already set, and the euro per Canadian dollar is really taking off, along with the British pound per Canadian dollar as well. So looking at the euro per Canadian dollar, did we actually predict it correctly or not? You see, when there is high volatility, the movement we forecast will happen 100%, but often with a delay, just a slight delay. Zakar, not yet. There are still 30 seconds left, so let's wait. We are currently accompanying the second trade with 28 seconds left. This is a very good stream. Watch it again if you missed it. I highly recommend it because here on the stream I showed exactly how volatility works. That is, if a movement is supposed to go up, it will definitely go up 100%, but it might happen through a bit of a correction. For example, if the bot gave a signal to go up and we understood that it was worth going up, a correction happened first, and only then did the upward movement start. 2 seconds left. I have a good profit. Excellent. We're making money here. $322. Now I'll check how your results are. That's why I recommend rewatching the stream. I always recommend you rewatch the streams. Alexander plus Alexei Alexander. Excellent, guys. Oh, that is absolutely excellent. Detroit, yesterday, right after the bot was finally fixed, the whole trading session went incredibly well. Predictably, it was just one win after another, and we took our profits very timely to get back on track. It was truly excellent. So we took a very nice profit, didn't we? Great, that makes me so happy. We took a really good profit, and even though the market is quite volatile right now, we're trading very carefully and collecting these profits together. Everyone has a profit. Excellent, super. Right now, I'm making detailed reports for myself and for all of you in our official Telegram channel. I'll take a screenshot of this. Let's keep going. So, do we still have time to trade? Farhad, hello. The third insurance is always rock solid. Yes, but actually my goal is always to take a profit from the very first trade. Well, you see, in this world, absolutely anything can happen. If we have such a solid, incredibly good trading system in place, then even if the market becomes extremely tough, you can still proceed very carefully by hedging all your risks. Here, you could consider the euro and Japanese yen, but it's unlikely. I'm looking for a new currency pair. If you have any currency pair in mind, please write it in the chat. I'm also happy to work it out, happy to take a look. You can write the currency pair and indicate whether you would go down or up. Would you enter the trade? This is also very clear because you're double checking yourself, and I'm interested to see your way of thinking. Why did you want to go down there? Why did you want to go up? Euro dollar. Let's take a look at USD start. The market is quite volatile right now. Sharp movements begin. Currency pair USD. Hello. What platform do you work on? Alexander, hello. Let me send you the link because there are a lot of fakes. Look, we're working here. I'll send it to you like this right now. You can copy it. Don't forget to check out our official Telegram bot as well. Check it out as well. I'm sending you the link. I'll attach it. So what's here? There's a signal. Let's take a look. Here's the signal. Look, the future movement of the chart shows down, but the percentage ratio is up. We won't analyze it. The bot is giving two contradictory forecasts here. We won't work with this currency pair. Let's look at something else. Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. Thank you for the currency pair. CAD, CHF. The payout percentage is 59. I can't consider that. We need the payout percentage to be at least 70%.